Of these, just the 3 years, so. Hello.
Call the meeting to order. January 28th, regular meeting. Vergne Planning Commission. Proper quorum's been determined. Ask for approval of minutes from November 26th, regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, right now we have some in-house business that we need to take care of. There was some email streams that were going out. We had a conflict on our agreed-to meeting at our workshop, so we need to do our annual training date selection. Ms. Costanza, do we have a date?
We were looking at the 8th and the 15th, and I think we're aiming for the 15th, from what I've heard.
Do we have an agreement on the 15th? Is everybody's calendar good for the 15th?
15th.
We'll accept February 15th. That's going to be 8 till
12.
8 till 12.
Yes, over at the Codes Building.
At the workshop, where we do our workshop. Okay, next we have old business, site plan, AT&T proposed new cellular tower at Hickory Woods, 2.84 acres. Property located at Murfreesboro Road and Madison Square Boulevard, tax map 015, parcel 2.13, C4 Neighborhood Commercial Zoning District, parcel owned by Mark A. Pirtle. Ms. Costanza.
All right, you'll see in your packet we have a deferral request from the AT&T representative. They have one last item that they are trying to get worked out as far as the drainage goes, and they just couldn't get it done in time for tonight. So.
Okay, we have a deferral on that. Next, we have a site plan, clean energy proposal, liquefied natural gas, LNG, fueling facility, 1.45 acres, property located at the northeast corner of Waldron Road and Charter Place, tax map 029, parcel 2.08, C2 Highway Service Commercial Zoning District, parcel owned by Robert Stroop. Ms. Costanza.
Okay, we had 11 technical items at the workshop. They have all been approved, they've all been addressed since then. They also did have 3 variances on the Board of Zoning Appeals agenda earlier this evening, which all 3 of them were approved. So that ensures that all technical items have been addressed. And just for those of you who were not at the workshop, they did agree to construct the chain link fence out of wrought iron and face the block in brick veneer on the enclosure to meet the overlay standards.
What did they decide about the fire hydrant?
They do have a note on the site plan that if Dollar General does not have it in place by the time they break ground, that they will be responsible for putting it in.
Okay.
But Dollar General has already started.
So it's on the plan?
It's on the plan, yes.
Okay.
Right, and like she said, Dollar General has already started.
They've
So
already started.
No, that's
It's probably
broken
gonna
ground
go first.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Very good.
Okay, with that being said, do I hear a motion?
All technical items been addressed. I'll make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have new business. Have a site plan for Archangel Michael Coptic Church. Proposed building addition, 4 acres, property located at 173 Cherokee Drive, tax map 17C, Group E, parcel 27, R1 low density residential zoning district, parcel owned by Archangel Coptic Church. Ms. Costanza.
All right, if you recall at the workshop, we had some issues just with the drainage calculations, and that has been addressed, and I wanted to let you know that per our discussion with the architect, they did get the height of the building down to 34 feet from the 41 and some change, so it's actually less than the residential requirement of 35. So all technical items have been addressed at this time.
Any questions? That being the case, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have a site plan for Auto House, proposed auto dealer, 1.47 acres, property located at 5400 Murfreesboro Road, tax map 18A, Group A, Parcel 35, C2 Highway Service Commercial Zoning District, parcel owned by Leonard Sadler. Mr. Stanton.
Okay, this, you'll see in your packet, we have a deferral request from Mr. Fothey. They had 27 technical items, and they were just about resolved. However, they went from underground detention to above ground, and they have 1 or 2 items left that they have to work out. So they will be here in February.
Okay, item is referred. Next, we have an amendment to municipal code, municipal zoning ordinance as it permits, as it pertains to home daycare. Mr. Stanton?
Okay, this was the ordinance we went through at the workshop where all I did was add to the definitions for both daycare center, which is commercial, and home daycare, which is in residential. I just added that to the definitions that any of these places, homes, or institutions must be licensed and inspected annually by the state of Tennessee's Department of Human Services. So that's the only change that I made, and that was just to protect the city from any kind of issues we may have with home daycare or commercial daycare as far as working within the state guidelines.
When the state does the inspections, does the city have any kind of inspections that they do at all?
We have Mr. Blair, our fire inspector, generally does a life safety inspection,
Okay.
and he does that mostly as a courtesy to for the city.
For the city, okay.
But the state never, they don't contact us ever as far as these annual inspections. So it's more for me on the front end when people come to me and say they want to open one of these types of daycares. I want to make sure that they are being licensed and inspected by the state, in which case I generally ask them to provide some sort of certificate, but this would just codify it for us.
Okay. Is the inspections that the fire got, is it annual or is it just one time? I'm just curious.
They're annual.
Okay, they're annual,
And,
okay.
you know, the state can certainly call upon us to do the inspection.
Okay,
And we could have a little more stringent requirement for like require a fire extinguisher where the state may not.
okay.
So just little things.
Well, I mean, what we're worried about here is public safety. especially
Exactly.
when you're dealing with children in those circumstances, what I'm concerned about anyway.
And Graham, Mr. Coates can certainly testify to the fact that we've had probably 10 applications for home daycare in the last year and a half. And so I always ask them to provide some sort of certificate to me, but it's mostly just because I want to make sure that we're allowing a good service to be provided here and that there is some sort of oversight. But I guess to that end, I just thought it would be best to put it into the regulations.
I think so. Okay, thank you.
Chairman, we discussed the workshop, and I'd like to send a favourable recommendation to Mayor and Alderman for this ordinance.
I have a motion to send a favorable recommendation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have funds and legislative update.
Mr. Chairman, from the workshop, everything's pretty much stayed the same. I did take off Vergne Stones River subdivision, which is the Rite Aid. That was the one that they replatted. So that letter of credit was not, or bond is what that was not needed anymore. And it was returned back to them. And other than that, everything else stayed the same. I did contact the developer of Air Park subdivision resub of Lot 2 to get that extended. So he's going to check into that and get back with me. So, but that one's at March 23rd.
Do we have any comments from the members? We stand adjourned.
Okay.